Hello, everyone, and welcome to this amazing episode because I really just this is so randomly just pops up here, and I love people. The user YHYHYHYHYH posted saying "fool is at it again," and that's it. And it's like just asking people to go ahead there and just spam comment there, whatever. Well, I'd not, I guess, condone that, but if you would like to do it, do it. But like spamming, I guess itself isn't a nice thing to just like be like, what is a spam? Like, sure, you go spam it with love, like education, truth. Those are, important than just like spamming like you. It's not gonna get us anywhere, guys. So, because fundamentally, what we're doing is spreading the truth, and it's interesting how this company article website is like very out there. They got a lot of articles. So this guy actually wrote this, like the four cryptocurrencies to avoid, like the plague in 2022. So this guy Sean Williams, he's just going through all these kind of things, talks about cryptos and saying, yeah, like, the future of a potentially decentralized metaverse and the transparency that blockchain technology brings to the table. Because we know how blockchains are solving a lot of issues here and there. And then also, it's basically superbly transparent, is uncorruptible, it cannot be influenced here and there with other things. Sure, you can think about what do you mean by influence, because the meme coins are, well, yes and no, but the definition of that goes much much beyond the very first layers of our conversations and assumptions. So let's move on. So he basically lists Shiba Inu, and also has this thing here. So they're like Shiba Inu, and they're like, oh, these guys, yeah, had a big win here and there. So this meant the change in your pocket could have made folks millionaires if they bought at midnight on January 1st, 2021. So then Shiba Inu historic gains were driven by increased visibility in the form of more exchanges accepting SHIB for trading, the launch of Shiba Swap, landing a handful of brand name merchants, and the fear of missing out, FOMO. That last one is particularly important as the social media hype has played a role in pumping the valuations of all four of the digital currencies on this list higher, which, as a spoiler, is basically Shiba Inu, Dogelon Mars, Floki Inu, Dogecoin, and basically all the meme coins based off of the Shiba Inu dog and Elon Musk, basically, because all of them are based off of him and his dogs. So like it starts pretty interesting in that sense of, okay, sure, so like these paragraphs here are quite correct. And then goes on about the FOMO, which is all true. So now they're like, all right, so it was a very important thing, and the social hype has played a role in pumping the valuation of all fours. So now, however, Shiba Inu has three key flaws, and now it's starting from here. Basically, the biggest issue is that it has no competitive advantages and offers no differentiation. In parentheses says social media pumping isn't differentiation. Well, it's like this sentence here, it's already very limited in its own boundaries of the definitions of what are competitive advantages and whatnot. Like the whole Shiba swap and the leash and bone tokens that they have certain utilities. There are all those advantages here and there. So like if you think about the SHIB ecosystem of Lishbone and SHIB, the three of them working together, yeah, sure, like SHIB as a token itself is truly community based. It's like whatever the hell everyone wants to do with it, that's what's gonna happen. If people want to accept SHIB as a payment, so be it. I mean, just stands true for basically anything, any crypto anyway. But again, so there's also a hyperlink there. You can click and see what that is. I've checked it out. And then it's just an ERC20 token built on Ethereum blockchain that's subject to the same high transaction fees and processing lag that can affect the Ethereum network. So that's true. However, that doesn't mean that it's bounded by that. So first of all, please do be reminded again that Ethereum is eventually going to go to layer 2, which will reduce the gas fees, and it's just going to eventually become obsolete. But then at the same time, we've got Loopring, which is built on Ethereum blockchain, but it's like, you can think of it as a kind of like a framework in which you can process those transactions so much faster at a fraction of a cost. Kind of like it's its own definition of layer 2. So Ethereum is coming with its own layer 2 definition in that sense, but Loopring is its own independent definition, which is very interconnected with, GameStop. And those guys are going to basically be the pioneers of gaming and NFTs and cryptos and gamings in that sense, once they truly incorporate that with Loopring, so LRC. So anyway, that was like, so what I'm saying is that this whole point here becomes obsolete very soon when you know what's happening. So second, it lacks real world utility. So like we just talked about it, that yeah, like so it's true, but then it's not at the same time. So what that means is that the other ship tokens, Bone and Leash, you can just go on their Shiba Inu's website. Actually, I don't know if you haven't done that. If you have sheep tokens in your wallet and you haven't checked their website, like, oh my, so please do. I'm not casting any kind of judgment, but please, it's a beautiful website, and they're doing plenty of things with it. And you can spend Shiba. It has utility. It has a lot of art and stuff. It has its own ecosystem that you can spend within the community. It is abundant. So it's basically false there. Second, it lacks real world utility. Like, what is real world? I mean, we could get into that. So like, if you want to like buy a Coke, or like buy a water bottle, if that's what you mean by that, yeah, Sherlock, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, you can't do that. Can you do that really with any other cryptocurrencies? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but that's not the point. The point is that it just, regardless of what that token or coin is, that crypto is, it's whether that underlying technology is supporting it in the form of a payment gateway, like is Square, the taps and touch-ons, and the systems websites have they paid a developer or develop the technology that's required to accept Bitcoin or SHIB, because all those APIs and all that technology is there. So like, if I have a business, if I have a cafe, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna accept SHIB. Like, hey, mate, if you got SHIB, this is it. And sure, people can. So like, is this guy, Sean Williams, wants like the tokens to be already worth like few dollars. So like, sure, like now Shiba Inu is definitely worth buying because Shiba Inu is now $1. Like, no, mate, that's not how things work. Um, Second, so but as a side note, it might be potentially impossible for SHIB to reach $1. If you want to know more about it, put it in the comment below and like and subscribe, guys. So let us now go ahead and continue. So far no good. So now they're like, okay, so now let's go basically just quickly skimming through this part because we basically talked about it. Even with the Shiba Inu consuming among the 15 largest digital currency by market cap, it doesn't have 400 merchants willing to accept its token. Eventually they will, and and they might not, but it's just the form of what this token is taking place. It's all about the community So like, so see for instance pi. If you have pi, and if you do pi, just well, I'm not gonna show it. So if you have pi, that one is like a peer-to-peer marketplace. So that, again, it is community based as well, but it's really focused on peer-to-peer marketplace of people providing services and products, and it has all those underlying technologies to facilitate for that, and they're developing it as they go. And it does that, but like ship is different. So you got to know what it's all about. But that doesn't mean it's going to go to zero. It doesn't mean it's going to go to one. It doesn't mean it's lacking anything. But you got to just see the trajectory of it and why it exists. And each of these meme tokens are completely different from each other, and they have not a single similarities in that sense. To it, just because you got to look into so many different aspects, especially the underlying technologies between them. So far, yeah. So like, the only thing with Shiba Inu, for me, it is that processing fee, that gas fee, because it's on that traditional Ethereum blockchain, and it's not good. But I think it's not going to become a problem later in the future. Now, oh my God! So Dogelon Mars, guys, Dogelon Mars is amazing. This is the one that's gonna get everyone rich, unless you actually believe what this guy talks about this. So he's like, I repeat, don't buy cryptocurrencies inspired by Shiba Inu or Elon Musk. That's why Dogelon Mars, and he pronounced it like dog elon, makes the list of digital currencies to avoid in 2022. First of all, is Dogelon. At least that's how I say it. I don't know. Maybe you guys actually do say dog Elon Mars, but nah, because it's Dogelon, and it's Dogelon. So the first clue that you might be buying into the project with absolutely no real utility can be found in its mission statement. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can actually do that. But here, actually, I'm going to show. Although the homepage of Dogelon has recently been revamped, which I actually do go to the website, it previously noted that Dogelon is the first interplanetary currency. The mission statement also alluded to the project sending tokens over time to victims of rugs and scams. And then say, so like when people got scammed on cryptocurrencies, so they would like apparently donate some to those victims, which is nice. And then to start with the basics, so here's where it gets interesting. So the guy is like, there's absolutely no need for an interplanetary currency. No human has visited another planet, let alone colonize it, to the point where currencies would be needed. Well, yeah, sure. No one's denying that. The fact that Dogelon Mars was even described as an interplanetary currency is insulting to the intelligence of the investment community. Sure, I mean, like, I may be somehow, like, because I'm like, it's not that I'm like a fan of Elon or of the dog or any of that. Like, I have my own certain reasons behind it, but that would be for another video. um Hence why, like, you might assume why I'm reading it like that, to like maybe I'm somehow like biased or whatever. So we'll talk about that later on. But here, the idea that this guy is going through and talking about, how it's insulting that you even talking about interplanetary currency when we haven't even, done any of that, basically. But, like, having a vision, having a dream, and then working towards that is fantastic. And that's actually echoed in his personality, that he was just talking about how, oh, well, it has no real utility. People haven't yet, like, it hasn't reached the 400. Sure, some are picking, but it hasn't reached the 400. So I'm like, Do you want that to be done already and then be like, oh yeah, guys, go ahead and buy? Like, that's the whole point of investment. Invest means you put something in there before it becomes something, and then when it does become something, you harvest the benefit. I mean, like, so, like, I don't know, you guys, if you understand where I'm coming from. So basically, it's just echoed into his personality and in his writing here. That is basically saying, because we're not in there, then nah. Completely dissing the fact that we gotta build towards that. So how do we go? We go with something that's fun and nice, is part of the current hype. Everyone does well, as a like a statistically, socially, apparently, love Elon Musk just because of certain boldnesses and certain moves and certain things that he's done, and also his there's certain other rumors about his life affairs and whatnot that people tend to like, apparently. But I have my own personal opinion on that, but I'm not including that in this episode anyway. But the point is that it's a good subject, why not? Because he is the pioneering that at least in this modern incarnation, to get the humanity, I'm reluctant, I gotta say, back to Mars, like, so why not? Let's have him as the face, and then he's got the duck, so why not, dodge along Mars? So it just makes sense. Now let's talk about the tech, dude. We gotta build up towards that, right? So it's now actually both, Dogelon is both on Ethereum as well as Chronos blockchain systems now. And also, staking is starting to happen with it as well. And then also, it has an underlying Polygon based technology as well. So it's like, and it has a market cap. It has so much there, guys. So a total supply cap. Sorry. So, like, there are all these underlying things that's going on with Dogecoin that you can see that it's just headed up. It's not about just hyping that yo Elon and dog yo, no, but like actual things are happening behind it. So just watch my other Dogecoin related videos as well for more information. So I mean, it's already becoming a superbly long video, guys. Hope you're enjoying this, but we gotta get that to become that interplanetary and intergalactic currency, because why not? And the technology is definitely headed there, and and big enough investors, or like when they were donated, like the Methusa institution, and they were donated huge amounts. They're using it for educational purposes. They're taking it seriously, and they have also confirmed many interesting things about Dogelon. So it's more than your traditional stereotypical understanding. So definitely buy Dogelon, but definitely also read this article. It's very funny. So and then so it does talk about the fact that it went up like pretty high. So this is funny. So let's but it's so funny that how he says. So let's also not overlook that Dogecoin Mars has popped and fizzled before. In a 3-week stretch last year, April 22 to May 11, Elon surged more than 6,200, but wound up losing 97 of its value in the subsequent 6 weeks. These illiquid social media hype tokens are best avoided. So this is funny because in that sense, with this April 22 to May 11, and this is the fun part, right? So let's go. So April to May. So we're just gonna go here. So let's just see everything that we have here, guys. It's all good. We'll go back to 6 months, see like how far we can even go. So we are here in August. What? And then, yeah, unfortunately, we can't really see it here. But what we can see is something very fantastic. So I'll show you this. So we'll go to all market data, and then we can check that the all-time high of 5 zeros, three, oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 4501, right? And then I bet that that's around what this guy is talking about. So around that time is actually when now because now I cannot check, I won't be able to not confirm. But then perhaps we could have confirmed this before recording this video. But when it was generated, there for a few moments here and there, the price went up like insanely high. And then when we look at certain transactions on the ledger and other type of evidence, we can actually deduce that big whales bought and sold and then bought again. And then also how it was donated, the 50% of that to Vitalik, the Ethereum founder, creator, and then the other one to Methusa. So because of that, it had surged a lot, and then it lost it again. So then for normal people can buy it. So give us that time to make everyone billionaires. Now Floki, we're not gonna get too much into it. It's nice. It's like this is another dog of him that he's adopted. I'm not really familiar with this one. I'm gonna look into it. If you guys know more about Floki, please let me know. I like his name. And then Dogecoin is like, yeah, Dogecoin is Dogecoin, but like because Elon said, I'm working with them to make it better, it's kind of stands out more. But Dogecoin has some built-in inflation, but then at a fixed price, and then it's also cheaper transaction-wise, around 50 Doge than Bitcoin, and it's a bit faster and it's mineable and all of that, which is good. But then overall, it has its time, and it doesn't really have underlying technology that can do much. But the good thing is that they are working on those underlying technologies. So if you have Dogecoin, HODL. If you have Shiba Inu, HODL. If you have Dogelon, HODL. If you don't have Dogelon, just buy more. So thank you guys. This was the longest video, I think. Just like and subscribe, buy more Dogelon. And before we actually end this, we're gonna have a bonus and read some of these, because these guys are like and this is like, I saw this exact same articles before Dogecoin and Shiba blew up. This is a very good sign. I'm not gonna like this, because like a lot of them like basically everyone's saying that the full .coms, they lost their credit. They're like talking a lot of shit basically. I'm not necessarily verifying that. I've only read like one or two of their articles here and there. But this is a start for me. Thank you guys, and have a good one. Bye bye.